Welcome to our weekly roundup of the top cybersecurity stories. This week has been packed with major incidents and critical updates that you need to know about. We've got retail giants brought to their knees, more holes in software than a moth-eaten sweater, and AI is doing what it does best, being both incredibly promising and terrifying at the same time. So buckle up, dear viewers, because we're diving headfirst into the digital trenches of this week's cybersecurity news. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on the latest in cybersecurity. First up, let's talk about the UK. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, why are we talking about the UK? Isn't their food bad enough already? And to that, I say yes. But this is about something far more important, their ability to buy things. This week, a trifecta of British retail giants, Co-op, Harrods, and Marks and Spencer, were hit by cyber attacks. That's right, folks. Not even your afternoon cuppa and biscuits were safe. Co-op, the beloved supermarket chain, was forced to close hundreds of stores due to a serious incident. Imagine the horror wandering the aisles for your usual beans and toast, only to be met with locked doors and a sign that reads "closed due to hackers." It's practically dystopian. Harrods, the luxury department store, also experienced disruptions because apparently even the wealthy aren't safe from the indiscriminate wrath of cyber criminals. And Marks and Spencer, well, let's just say their freshly made sandwiches weren't looking so fresh after their systems were targeted. Details are still emerging, but it's clear that these attacks had a significant impact, disrupting operations and causing headaches for both businesses and customers. The good news is that all three companies are working to restore services and investigate the incidents. The bad news is this is just a taste of what's to come if companies don't start taking cybersecurity seriously. Moving on to the wonderful world of software vulnerabilities, where the only thing more plentiful than lines of code are the security holes within them. This week, we've got a real doozy for you, a zero-day exploit targeting Commvault's Azure environment. For those unfamiliar, a zero-day exploit is basically the cybersecurity equivalent of finding out your entire house is made of Swiss cheese, full of holes and incredibly vulnerable. This particular exploit allows attackers to gain control of systems and potentially access sensitive data. It's nasty stuff. But wait, there's more. SonicWall, a company that specializes in, you guessed it, security, has issued a flurry of updated advisories for its own products. It seems even the security guards need security guards these days. And if that wasn't enough to keep your IT department up at night, there's also a critical flaw in SAP NetWeaver Visual Composer. This one's a real head scratcher because it's been around for years, but hey, who's counting? The point is, folks, these vulnerabilities are serious business. They're like ticking time bombs just waiting to be exploited by malicious actors. So if you're responsible for any of these systems, do yourself a favor and patch them now. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, artificial intelligence. AI is rapidly changing the world, and cybersecurity is no exception. On the one hand, AI is being used to develop sophisticated security tools that can detect and respond to threats faster than ever before. It's like having a digital bloodhound sniffing out malware and suspicious activity. But here's the catch. The bad guys are using AI too, and they're not using it to write heartwarming poetry or paint landscapes. They're using it to develop more sophisticated and automated cyber attacks. Imagine an army of AI-powered bots launching phishing campaigns, cracking passwords, and spreading malware with ruthless efficiency. It's a chilling thought. And as if that wasn't enough, there's a new wrinkle in the AI saga, AI-generated code. That's right, folks. Computers are now writing code, which is both impressive and slightly terrifying On the one hand, it could lead to faster development times and fewer errors. On the other hand, it could also introduce new security vulnerabilities and make it easier for attackers to create malicious code. So what's the takeaway here? AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or evil. The key is to stay ahead of the curve and develop AI-driven countermeasures to combat AI-fueled cybercrime. It's a digital arms race, and the stakes have never been higher. Let's move on to a topic that's near and dear to my heart: bringing those responsible for cybercrime to justice. This week, we've got some good news on that front. Artem Stryjak, an alleged member of the notorious Conti ransomware gang, has been extradited from Spain to the United States to face charges. Now, I know what you're thinking, John, why are we celebrating the extradition of one guy? There are countless other cyber criminals out there. And to that I say, you're not wrong, but this is still a big deal. Stryjak's arrest and extradition send a clear message that cyber criminals can't hide behind their keyboards forever. Law enforcement agencies around the world are working tirelessly to track down these criminals and bring them to justice. And speaking of bringing down the hammer, the FBI and its international partners recently seized the infrastructure of breach forums, a notorious online marketplace for stolen data. This is a major victory in the fight against cybercrime, as breach forums was a hotbed for hackers and identity thieves. These actions are a reminder that law enforcement is not sitting idly by while cyber criminals run amok. They're developing new strategies and collaborating with international partners to combat ransomware, dismantle cybercrime forums, and bring those responsible to justice. It's a long and difficult battle, but it's one that we can't afford to lose. Finally, let's talk about emerging threats and security practices. In the ever-evolving landscape of cybersecurity, there's always something new to worry about. This week, it's the increasing targeting of developer secrets. Now, I'm not talking about some clandestine meeting of developers in a smoky back room exchanging secret handshakes and whispering about lines of code. I'm talking about the credentials, API keys, and other sensitive information that developers use to access systems and applications. These secrets are like digital gold to cybercriminals, and they're going to great lengths to steal them. Why? Because once they have their hands on these secrets, they can wreak havoc. They can steal data, hijack accounts, and even launch ransomware attacks. So what can be done? Well, for starters, developers need to be more vigilant about protecting their secrets. That means using strong passwords, or better yet, passphrases, enabling multi-factor authentication, and storing secrets securely. Speaking of passwords, Microsoft is making a bold move towards a passwordless future. They're pushing for the adoption of passwordless authentication methods like biometrics and security keys. It's a move that has the potential to significantly improve security, as passwords are notoriously weak and easily compromised. Of course, no security measure is foolproof, but by staying informed about emerging threats and adopting best practices, we can make it much harder for cyber criminals to succeed. That's all for this week's top cybersecurity stories. We've covered everything from retail cyber attacks to the rise of AI-fueled cybercrime and the importance of strong security practices. It's been a wild ride, but hopefully you've learned a thing or two about the importance of cybersecurity in our increasingly digital world. Remember, folks, cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Stay tuned and stay safe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on the latest in cybersecurity.